This video is brought to you by our good friends at ESR. The iPhone SE has finally been updated, but so has the price. In this video, we take a look at some of the new features packed into the newly branded iPhone 16e. Nothing complicated, just my first impression. Hi, my name is Rich and I make easy to follow videos on how to use your iPhone and iPad, but today's video is not a tutorial, it's more of a show and tell of Apple's new iPhone 16e. This is the replacement for the older iPhone SE, and honestly, I love that big old SE home button, but that button is gone for good from all of Apple's products. If you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about buying this iPhone, or at least wanting to find out some details. Now, I'm not going to go into any benchmarks, speed tests, or anything like that because honestly, I don't care about that stuff. I'll leave that to other YouTubers. You know, it's a phone. But today, I am going to cover the build quality and the feel in my hand. I want to go over the new OLED screen, the new action button, which is something completely new to the iPhone SE, or I guess the iPhone 16e now, the new camera, the battery life, the A18 processor, and Apple Intelligence, which is now packed into this thing. And then, is this iPhone 16 a good value, and who is it really for? Okay, let's get started. You know, Apple's iPhones have always had a premium feel, and this iPhone is no exception. It's got the newest form factor with the squared off sides that makes it easy to hold. I really liked the rounded sides of the old iPhone SE, but honestly, it was way too easy for that phone to slip out of my hands. Apple describes the durable finish as aerospace-grade aluminum. Gone is the home button, and now you use Face ID to gain access to your phone. I know a lot of people really like the home button, and it never really bothered me that much, but with Face ID, you do gain more precious screen real estate, and that is something that's important to me, particularly when viewing photos. Right now, this iPhone is only available in white and black. I'm not sure if that'll change, but it may be that Apple is trying to go for a more upscale look to the phone. I will say this white is beautiful in the hand. I thought about going caseless, but this phone lacks MagSafe, which is a miss by Apple in my opinion. But it's easily remedied with a MagSafe case. I've got a beautiful MagSafe case from ESR that I plan on snapping to this phone to solve that problem. All in all, the build quality and feel in the hand is exactly what you would expect from a premium iPhone. Next up is the new OLED screen, and yes, it's gorgeous. It's a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR display, according to Apple. What I can tell you from a practical standpoint is this screen is every bit as good as my full-fledged iPhone 16 screen, although maybe not quite as bright. Videos are crisp and sharp, reading text messages, books, and web pages, that's all a breeze. The screen is bright and the contrast is deep, and this is a huge improvement from the old iPhone SE screen in just about every way. And the screen at 6.1 inches is now the same size as the iPhone 16 screen. The big difference is this iPhone 16 has the notch at the top, and the iPhone 16 has the dynamic island. I love dynamic island, but I'm not sure how many people really care that much about it. If it's not a big deal to you, then this screen will meet your expectations for sure, particularly if you're coming from an older iPhone. Hey, now is a great time to tell you about today's sponsor, ESR, and their great iPhone MagSafe products. And by the way, even though ESR is a supporter of this channel, I bought a lot of their iPhone and iPad accessories before I ever started my YouTube journey, which is to say, ESR is a great company building high-quality tech products. First up is ESR's Halo Lock Geo wallet stand. It snaps onto the back of your MagSafe iPhone, is lightweight, not bulky, and slips in your pocket with ease. It opens up to become a handy iPhone stand that works perfectly when you're on the go. You know, I often catch up on the news while out for lunch, and the Halo Lock Geo wallet stand works perfectly for this. And with a slight twist, you can comfortably move from vertical mode to landscape mode. I love this feature when watching YouTube videos. You will too. And ESR has really thought about how people actually use their iPhone. The slim but ingenious finger loop is the perfect companion that keeps you from dropping your phone. If you're like everyone else on planet Earth, you know how easy it is for the phone to slip out of your hand. The finger loop solves that problem. And the magnets are extremely sturdy. Your iPhone is not going to snap loose. These magnets are more than double the strength of the official magnetic wallet, and you can tell the moment it snaps to your phone. But what makes this wallet special is it works with Find My. It takes just a few minutes to set it up in the Find My app, and then, should you ever misplace your wallet, it's easy to locate. Now, I'm less apt to leave my wallet behind at a restaurant than I am to lose it between seat cushions. I don't know why that is, but fortunately, you can open the Find My app and have the wallet play a sound, making it easy to locate. How cool is that? ESR also has the Halo Lock Classic Wallet Stand, and unlike so many other MagSafe wallets on the market, including Apple's, this wallet securely holds 5 cards. It has a clear ID window for your license or any other card you might need to see, and oval slots so you can easily slide your card out. Made out of beautiful vegan leather, it snaps to the back of your iPhone with magnets that are 4 times stronger than the official brand. In other words, it's not going to break loose from your iPhone and send it cascading to the ground. And like the Geo Wallet, it's a multi-view stand. You can choose between vertical and landscape mode, which is perfect for FaceTime or watching videos, like my YouTube videos. The hinge is durable and has been tested for over 8,000 uses, guaranteeing this wallet will last a long time. I really can't say enough good things about these Halo Lock wallets from ESR. If you're thinking about getting a MagSafe wallet or replacing your MagSafe wallet, then be sure to check out the Halo Lock Geo Wallet Stand and the Halo Lock Classic Wallet Stand from ESR. Links to both of these great products are in the description below. And a special thanks to our friends at ESR for their support of this channel. Okay, back to the video. Apple introduced the Action button on the iPhone a couple of cycles ago, and now they've added it to the iPhone 16e. If you're not sure what the Action button is, it's this little button on the side of the phone that lives where the old mute button used to live. Now it is way more functional and can be programmed to do so many different things. Apple has a lot of baked-in options you can choose from within the Settings app, but you can also create your own functions using the Shortcuts app. It's a great addition to this phone, and hats off to Apple for adding it. If you're coming from an iPhone SE or an older iPhone that doesn't have the Action button, then you're going to love this new feature. So the iPhone 16e gets an entirely new camera system. It's a 48 megapixel 2-in-1 camera. And so far for me, this camera's taken some beautiful pictures that are indistinguishable from the fancy camera on my iPhone 16 Plus, at least to my old eyes. The images are really good, as you can see, and what makes it 2-in-1 is that it's got a 2x telephoto lens that lets you zoom in while maintaining photo quality. It also shoots video in 4K Dolby Vision, which means your birthday and holiday videos are going to look fantastic. I know it only has a single camera, but it's my guess for most people this will be more than enough. I've got the iPhone 16 Pro Max with 3 lenses, and those photos are just phenomenal. It's like having a super professional DSLR camera in your pocket. But the iPhone 16e camera really holds its own. If you don't want to spend a fortune on the higher-end iPhone models just to get a better camera, then I think you'll be pretty satisfied with how well this camera works. In other words, a single camera lens is not a reason to not buy this phone. So Apple is claiming you get up to 26 hours of video playback on the iPhone 16e. That's just insane, if for no other reason that no one should be watching 26 hours of videos nonstop. At this point, battery life has gotten so good on iPhones that for me, all-day use is not an issue. I rarely run out of battery before I get to bed. Now granted, I don't live on my iPhone like some do, but even so, the battery life in this phone is comparable or better than anything else on the market. I'm sure there are use cases for a lot of you where you need great battery life and you do not have a way to charge your phone throughout the day. If that's the case, then this phone still may be for you. But for me and the way I use the iPhone, I doubt I'll ever run the battery into the ground before I stick it back on the charger. So the iPhone 16e has the latest A18 processor in it. Now it's not quite the souped up version in the more expensive iPhones, but Apple chose to put it in this phone to enable Apple Intelligence across its entire iPhone lineup. All the talk around AI is warranted. It's coming and it's coming fast, and it's going to be a disruptor for sure, and Apple clearly wants to be a part of it. But I have to say, Apple has been really slow in rolling out its own much-touted intelligence features. Moreover, what has been released has not been overwhelming. But that said, I think it's a win for Apple to put its most powerful chip in this new lower-cost iPhone. It's going to future-proof this phone for a while. And speaking of cost, the iPhone 16e starts at $599. That's up from $429 from the iPhone SE. That's a huge jump and really moves it out of the entry-level phone market, in my opinion. I'm not saying it's not worth it. I guess I just thought it was going to come in at a lower price, maybe around $499 or even $529. But when you're talking about $600 for a phone, then you really need to look at all the options on the market. And while I don't make videos on Android products, I know there are a lot of cheaper Android phones that have similar feature sets. I think Apple prices their phones in such a way that people often say, well, for a couple hundred more bucks, I can get a nicer phone. And so they end up moving up the pricing ladder. So who is this phone really for? I think there are two distinct groups of people where this makes sense. The first group consists of people who want to enter the Apple ecosystem and don't want to spend a dime more than $600 for a new phone. The second group of people are already iPhone users with an older phone like the iPhone 11 or 12, something like that, and they want to upgrade without breaking the bank. For me, I think this phone is a bit overpriced, but still a fairly decent value. If I only wanted to spend $600 on a phone, then this is where I'd land. But if I had a couple hundred more to spend, then I'd most likely go for the iPhone 16 because of all the extra stuff you get on it. Anyway, I plan on using this phone as my daily driver for a while, so I can put together a more detailed video after I've got a little more time with it under my belt. Who knows? Maybe it'll surprise me and do everything I need it to do. Okay, that's it for today. I hope this video supplied you with enough information to help you make your iPhone 16e buying decision a little bit easier. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.